Weighing in this week is super skinny Mr. Sweet Josh Bryson versus supersized Mr. Savoury Jeff Milton. Both in diet disaster zones, they'll face their food fears by swapping diets in our feeding clinic. But before they do, Dr. Christian's prescribed Jeff a supersized wake-up call in America. To meet Texan Alan Yoder.
I can't walk to the end of the yard without getting exhausted. I can't stand in the kitchen and cook the meal. You're sitting on the porcelain throne and you're so big that you have to try 4 times as hard as a normal person just to get yourself clean.
Jeff's been sent to 39 Stone Alan for a large dose of his future, should he continue denying his diet.
Hi, I'm Alan.
I'm Jeff, nice to meet you.
And to make sure Jeff takes every drop of his American medicine, Dr. Christian's also en route.
I hope really this is going to give him the incentive that he needs to make sure that he gets it right this time and that weight stays off now for the rest of his life.
So Jeff, tell me about yourself.
Well, 2 years ago I lost 10 stone and I was doing really well, but then my weight just seemed to go up again and I've put about 5 stone back on.
My weight has fluctuated quite a bit. I actually got down almost to be normal, healthy weight.
It may be hard to believe, but in 2001, Alan had his stomach stapled.
I went from a high of 42 stone all the way down to a 15 or a 16 stone in about 16, 17 months.
A mammoth weight loss of 27 stone. But not even bariatric surgery could stop this food fan. A few years later, Alan had munched his way out of his stomach staple, back to morbid obesity, and into a heap of health problems.
I've been recently diagnosed with sleep apnea, and it's meaning when I'm trying to sleep, I can't breathe because the weight is bearing down on the lungs and I'm not getting enough oxygen. I have Barrett's disease, which is essentially it's an erosion of the esophagus, and that's because I'm eating so much food that it won't fit in my stomach, and so it's up on the esophagus, and the acid is literally not only digesting the food, it's digesting me.
Food eating Alan alive, but he still can't stop.
The one big lesson I'm learning from all of this, you've got to be right in the head. You know, no matter what you do to your body, whether you surgically block off your stomach or whatever, it's all irrelevant if you're still of a mind that you don't care what you eat.
Both Alan and Jeff know what it's like to be thinner and thrive on it.
So do you hope to do it again then?
I definitely hope to do it again.
Yeah.
But so far, neither have been able to lose the weight for good. Dr. Christian wants that to change. And unbeknown to the supersized duo, he's in town.
They do that at lunch a lot.
How are you? Surprised?
You did surprise me.
Jeff,
hello.
Alan, I'm
Hi,
Christian.
I'm Alan.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Do you guys really like food?
I can just immerse myself in food and be lost in it. And it's a horrible, horrible way to deal with things.
Do you agree with that?
I don't know if I love food. Whether love it is the wrong term. I don't feel as though I eat a lot. Honestly.
I think a very common thing for overweight people is this idea. A lot of them say, I'm not really sure why I put on so much weight. I don't understand why I'm so big. I eat fine, I eat healthily, I don't eat too much. Because I think there is a big element of denial.
You say, I'm kind of the opinion if you were to look in the encyclopedia under denial, you'd have my picture next to it.
That's a very honest thing to say.
Dr. Christian wants to show Jeff how being in denial has damaged Alan's health.
So you're rattling with the amount of pills you're taking. You have got various blood pressure things here. Frusemide, I mean, that's a water pill. That makes you pee off extra fluid and keep your blood pressure under control.
It helps with the edema in my legs.
And with the edema in your legs. Jeff, have a look at this. If I just push hard on here for a while and then let go, you've just got a nice fingerprint in there that's going to stay there for a little while. And what I've done is just pushed all the fluid out of the tissues.
It's a matter of gravity. You know, you're standing up, the fluid's down there. Your heart's got to pump that up. And since it's already pumping through all the rest of this, it just can't do a good job of getting it out of your legs. And so you get this.
And eventually, in bad cases, the skin will start to break down and you'll start to get ulcers that don't really heal very well, and they can get infected.
You get the infection, you end up losing the whole leg.
If Alan doesn't sort his way out, I'm really concerned he's going to into big trouble. His heart is already struggling to pump his blood around his body. All the swelling in his legs, the edema, the blood pressure problems, all of those are showing that his heart is basically failing, and he's in line for a heart attack or a stroke or something worse.
Only 8 stone behind Alan and catching up quickly. Dr. Christian's hoping Jeff has now seen enough.
It has been challenging, and there's been that constant nagging thought in my head that, I'm not too far behind him on the route. And
I want you to acknowledge that bit, because I think it's very easy to go, America, another world, another country, big person, not me, and actually it is very, very much your future if you don't change this.
Jeff's time in Texas is up.
My biggest fear for Jeff is, will he kind of, like I do, hide in his little cocoon and say it's not that bad, and let the problem get worse?
I've experienced some thought-provoking stuff on the trip. It's hammered home the fact that there needs to be changes,
It was good for both of us. Sometimes the best medicine doesn't taste good.